Every great team needs that one missing piece, the player who transforms good football into a title-winning machine. For Arsenal, many believe that missing piece could be Viktor Gyökeres. But is he really the striker who can fire the Gunners to Premier League glory this season? Let's break it down. Let's talk about Viktor Gyökeres, the striker who's been making headlines all across Europe. Born in Sweden, Gyökeres rose through the ranks with a reputation for being powerful, determined, and fearless in front of goal. After stints in England, it was at Sporting CP in Portugal where he truly exploded onto the scene. Last season, he was unstoppable. Week after week, he scored goals, created chances, and carried his team's attack. By the end of the year, he was one of the most talked about strikers in Europe, attracting interest from top clubs. But it's not just about the goals. What makes Gyökeres so exciting is the way he plays. He's strong enough to battle defenders, quick enough to sprint past them, and relentless in pressing from the front. He doesn't wait for the ball to come to him, he hunts it down, and that energy can completely change the flow of a match. For Arsenal, fans see him as more than just another striker. They see him as the kind of player who can turn chances into trophies. And when you watch his highlights, it's easy to understand why. For all the progress Arsenal have made under Mikel Arteta, there's one weakness that keeps holding them back: the striker position. Yes, Arsenal play some of the most attractive football in Europe. The midfield is creative, the wingers are explosive, and the defense has improved massively. But when it comes to finishing chances, Arsenal still falls short. Take Gabriel Jesus, for example. He's brilliant at link-up play, dropping deep and pressing from the front. But he's never been the kind of ruthless 25 goals a season striker. His value is in his work rate and creativity, not pure goal scoring. Then there's Eddie Nketiah, a player with potential, flashes of brilliance, and the ability to score important goals. But over the course of a long season, his form often dips. He hasn't shown the consistency required to lead the line for a title-challenging side. And we saw the consequences last season. Arsenal dominated games, created plenty of chances, but in the biggest matches, against Manchester City, Liverpool, or even mid-table teams who defended deep, they lacked that one clinical finisher. Those missed opportunities were the difference between being contenders and being champions. That's why the talk around Viktor Gyökeres has generated so much excitement, because he could be the solution to Arsenal's biggest problem: turning dominance into goals. Now, let's imagine Viktor Gyökeres in this Arsenal system. Arteta's philosophy is all about control, pressing, and fluid attacking movement, and that's exactly why Gyökeres could be such a natural fit. First, his pressing. Gyökeres doesn't just wait for the ball, he chases it, harasses defenders, and forces mistakes. Arsenal already defend from the front with Jesus and Martinelli, but Gyökeres takes that intensity to another level. He's relentless, which is exactly what Arteta demands. Second, his hold-up play. Arsenal's attack relies heavily on fluid combinations between Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli. Gyökeres is strong enough to receive the ball with his back to goal, shield defenders, and lay it off for runners. This gives Odegaard more options to thread passes, and it creates space for Saka and Martinelli to cut inside. Third, his movement. Unlike Jesus, who often drifts wide, Gyökeres is a true penalty box striker. He loves attacking the 6-yard box, getting on the end of crosses and taking defenders by surprise. That gives Arsenal something they've been missing: a consistent target inside the box. And finally, his versatility. He's not just a poacher. Gyökeres can run channels, attack in transition, and even strike from distance. In a team that dominates possession but also counters at lightning speed, his profile is almost tailor-made. In short, Gyökeres gives Arsenal what they don't currently have: a powerful, relentless, clinical striker who could elevate this attack from dangerous to unstoppable. But as exciting as Viktor Gyökeres looks on paper, we need to ask the tough questions. First, can he adapt to the Premier League? The Portuguese league is competitive, but it's not the same as facing world-class defenders every week. The pace, the physicality, the intensity of English football has broken many strikers before. Players who thrived in Europe sometimes struggle to adjust to the Premier League's demands. Second, the pressure. Arsenal are not just signing a striker. They're signing what fans hope is the missing piece for a title-winning team. That expectation is massive. Gyökeres has shown he can handle pressure at Sporting, but the scrutiny in England, especially in a title race, is on another level. Third, injuries and consistency. He plays with such intensity, pressing, sprinting, battling for every ball. While that's a strength, it also increases the risk of fatigue and knocks over a long season. Arsenal need a reliable 30 to 35 game striker, not someone who's in and out of the lineup. And finally, the price tag. Big money transfers always come with big expectations. If Arsenal are paying top dollar, fans and pundits will expect instant results. That can either motivate a player or weigh heavily on them. So yes, Gyökeres could be the answer Arsenal have been searching for. But until he proves it on the Premier League stage, the questions will remain. When we step back and look at the bigger picture, one thing is clear. The margins at the top of the Premier League are razor thin. Manchester City have Erling Haaland, a striker who guarantees goals. Liverpool had relied on Darwin Núñez for firepower, but his recent transfer to Al Hilal leaves a gap that's now being filled by exciting new arrivals like Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike. Even clubs like Chelsea and Manchester United are searching for that elite finisher to close the gap. For Arsenal, the squad is already stacked with world-class talent. Odegaard pulling the strings, Saka and Martinelli tearing down the wings, Rice controlling the midfield. The only question has always been, do they have that one clinical striker who can turn dominance into trophies? That's where Viktor Gyökeres could be the X factor. In a league where a single goal can decide the title race, he might be the difference between finishing as nearly men and finally lifting the Premier League. The window of opportunity is open. Arsenal are close, closer than they've been in years, and the right striker could turn hope into history. So there you have it. Viktor Gyökeres, the striker who could finally complete Arsenal's puzzle. Will he adapt to the pace and physicality of the Premier League? Can he handle the pressure of being the team's main goal threat? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. If he clicks, Arsenal could have the firepower to challenge for the title like never before. What do you think? Could Gyökeres be the difference between a near miss and lifting the trophy this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what Arsenal fans and football fans around the world really think. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest football analysis, transfer news, and tactical breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.